Hello and welcome back for another video. In this one, I'll be breaking down the top 10 international NBA players of the 2023 NBA season so far. The amount of international star talent has grown exponentially each year in the NBA over the course of the last decade. Putting this list together was quite a challenge, so I added two honorable mentions at the end. I'll start at the bottom where there's more mystery, and end at the top where there is more controversy than you might think. Make sure to stay tuned through the whole video to find out who made the list and who didn't. And without further ado, let's get started. My first honorable mention is RJ Barrett from the New York Knicks and born in Canada. RJ is currently the third option on the Knicks behind Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson, but is still averaging a solid 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. RJ's shooting efficiencies are slightly better than last year and should continue to improve as he adapts more to the NBA game as he is only 22 years old. RJ has had his ups and downs this season. As you can see, he averaged 21.5 points in December and January, but in February, only 17 points. The Knicks are still 4-2 in February, even with RJ's inconsistent play. He probably just needs the All-Star break for some rest, and will come back rejuvenated and focused for the playoffs in April. My second honorable mention is Josh Giddey from the OKC Thunder and born in Australia. Giddey is in the middle of breaking out in his sophomore season in the NBA, averaging 16 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists for the 27 and 28 Thunder. Over the last 2 weeks, Giddey has taken it to another level, averaging 19 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists, and resulting with the Thunder winning 3 of their last 4 games, with Giddey playing an important role. Giddey should continue to improve and become more comfortable over the last portion of this season, and has potential to climb further up this list next year. Number 10 is Nikola Vucevic from the Chicago Bulls and born in Switzerland. Vucevic is in his 13th year in the NBA and has a career average of 17 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists with 2 All-Star appearances in 2019 and 2021. Currently, Vucevic is averaging 18 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists for the 26 and 30 Bulls. Vucevic, like many European players, can shoot and pass well even though he's a 6'11 center, so that brings versatility to any team he's on. Vuce may not be a champion or MVP at the end of his career, but he'll be able to say he was an All-Star and will most likely crack 15,000 points for his NBA career. Number 9 is Jamal Murray from the Denver Nuggets and born in Canada. Jamal returned this year after missing more than a year to recover from tearing his ACL. Jamal started off this season slow, averaging 14 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists in the month of October, but stepped it up in November, averaging 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists. Coincidentally, this is what he's currently averaging for the season. The Nuggets currently sit in the 1 seed in the West and have been there for the majority of the season. A big reason for that is reigning back-to-back MVP Nikola Jokic, who also landed on this list. But Murray plays a big part for the Nuggets as the co-star and secondary scorer and facilitator. The Nuggets have big plans for the postseason as they feel this is their year. It'll be interesting to see how far they can go. Number 8 is Kristaps Porzingis from the Washington Wizards and born in Latvia. Porzingis started his career in New York on the Knicks and quickly got the nickname the Unicorn, as he is 7'3" and could shoot threes efficiently while being able to drive and dunk on shot blockers. Unfortunately, Porzingis tore his ACL in 2018, which resulted in him losing some athleticism, and he ended up getting traded to the Dallas Mavericks just a year later in 2019. Fast forward to last year, and he got traded again to the Washington Wizards, and he's been playing pretty well ever since. He's currently averaging 22 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. If everything goes right, Porzingis is on pace to play his most games in a season since 2017 when he played 66. Hopefully the injury issues are behind the 27-year-old and he can continue to have a good long NBA career. Number 7 is Lauri Markkanen from the Utah Jazz and born in Finland. In my opinion, Lauri Markkanen is the most improved player in the NBA this year and has played tremendous so far, averaging 25 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. To add on, Lauri is also having the most efficient shooting season of his career, with 51% field goal, 42% three-point, and 87% free throw. He is only 3% off his free throw percentage from having an illustrious 50-40-90 season, which has only been accomplished by 8 players in NBA history. At this point, post-trade deadline, the Jazz are finally in tank mode and currently sit in the 11th seed out of the play-in. But for a good portion of the season, the Jazz were in a playoff position thanks to Lauri's stellar play. The Jazz future looks bright, with Lauri leading the way and all of those draft picks thanks to GM Danny Ainge. Number 6 is Pascal Siakam from the Toronto Raptors and born in Cameroon. Pascal has improved and grown his game pretty much each season since he's been in the NBA, with this season being the best of his career. Pascal is currently averaging 25 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists, and has been chosen as an All-Star replacement for the East this year, making his All-Star selections a grand total of 2, the other year being 2020. Pascal and the Raptors aren't having the season they hoped for, as many saw them as contenders in the East before the season started. The Raptors are currently 27-31 and the 9th seed. Hopefully the Raptors do indeed make the playoffs, so we can see Spicy P in action in April. Number 5 is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from the OKC Thunder and born in Canada. Shai is having an all-NBA caliber season, averaging 31 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block in 35 minutes a game. Shai plays as if he belongs in the 90s, as he scores most of his points in the mid-range and free throw line, while averaging only 0.9 threes made a game. To average 31 points a game with only 1 3-point made a game is truly impressive. What also helps him get to the 30-point mark so consistently is the fact Shai leads the NBA in total free throws made with 493, the second most being Joel Embiid with 436. Shai is only 24, yet is averaging these incredible numbers. It's honestly hard to predict what he'll look like in his prime, but if it's better than this, then that sounds pretty terrifying for opposing teams. Number 4 is Joel Embiid from the Philadelphia 76ers and born in Cameroon. Embiid is currently having back-to-back dominant seasons with averaging over 30 points in both of them. Last year, Embiid averaged 30.5 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, and 1.5 blocks. And this year, he's improved his scoring to 33 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, and 1.5 blocks. Embiid is also having the most efficient season of his career with 54% field goal, 36% three-point, and 86% free throw. This year is make it or break it for the Sixers, as James Harden is a free agent in the summer and has yet to commit to the Sixers long term, so this could be their best chance at making it to the finals, and if they don't, this season will probably be deemed a failure by the organization and city. Hopefully, Embiid can stay healthy in the playoffs so we can watch him dominate opposing centers until they submit. Number 3 is Nikola Jokic from the Denver Nuggets and born in Serbia. Jokic has just about earned the title as the best passing center in NBA history, as he has averaged more than 7 assists a game for the last 5 years, with this year being his best at 10 assists per game. Jokic is currently averaging a triple-double, and if he were to finish the season with one, then he will be just the 3rd player in NBA history to accomplish this feat, along with Russell Westbrook and Oscar Robertson. Jokic's 2 co-stars, Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., are back and have been relatively healthy this season, resulting in the Nuggets being the 1 seed in the West. As of right now, Jokic is still the favorite to win MVP, which would be his third in a row, putting him in an elite category with Larry Bird and Wilt Chamberlain as the only NBA players to do so. Before the Suns traded for KD at the trade deadline, the Nuggets were seen as the favorites in the West, but now it's more up in the air. It'll be interesting to see what Jokic and the Nuggets do and how far they can advance in the playoffs in the spring. Number 2 is Luka Doncic from the Dallas Mavericks and born in Slovenia. Luka is currently having the best season of his young, illustrious career. Luka is currently averaging 33 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists for the 31-28 Mavericks. Luka recently got a new star teammate in Kyrie Irving at the trade deadline, but before that, he's been a one-man wrecking ball and carrying the Mavs to a playoff position on his back. Luka has played in 49 games this season, and 11 of them resulting in 40 or more points. To add to that, Luka has scored under 30 points in only 12 games, with one being the game he got injured 3 minutes in on January 26th, so more like 11. This means Luka has just as good of a chance to score 40 points as he does to score under 30 points. Truly mind-boggling numbers. Luka is having his most efficient year from field goal at 50%, along with his best defensive year as well, averaging 1.5 steals and 0.5 blocks a game. The Mavericks are a bit of a question mark in terms of how they fit and what they'll do in the playoffs, but one thing is for sure, and that is you don't want to be facing Luka Doncic in pressure situations like the playoffs. Number 1 is the Greek freak Giannis Antetokounmpo and born in Greece. Giannis is also having the best year of his career, averaging 32.5 points, 12 rebounds, and 5.5 assists. Giannis isn't at the top of the Defensive Player of the Year conversation this year, as it seems opponents may have learned to stop testing Giannis at the rim or in one-on-one isolation. I recently posted a highlight of Derek White doing just that, and it ended poorly for him, with Giannis swatting his shot off the glass. Recently, Giannis and the Bucks have looked unstoppable as they're on an 11-game win streak, with Giannis averaging 37 points in that span, which is the most points averaged in such a streak according to ESPN. Giannis' shot may never be or look like Steph Curry's, but he may not need a jumper on that level to succeed and dominate, as he already won one championship in 2021 and took the Celtics to Game 7 in the second round last season without his co-star Chris Middleton. Well, Chris Middleton is healthy this year, so that excuse is out the window, as Giannis and the Bucks are focused and determined to make it to the NBA Finals this season and win it all in June. Well, those are my top 10 international NBA players in 2023. Feel free to comment down below your top 10 list if it differs, and what topic you would like me to cover next. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a great day.
Pump those numbers up, those are rookie numbers in this racket.